Creatives, how are you? Welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. Fireside Chat, Paint by Numbers, Halloween Special, Part 14. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. So, we're doing this section here. This is done, this is done, this is done, and this is done. This was done in the last video. This is the next section. So, first colour that I've noticed that we needed to do is this top section here. It needs finishing. So I'm going to stand up to do this. It's a very dark grey. There we go. Slide the board down a bit. You can't actually see what I'm painting. So I'm just painting this top section here. It looks black, but it's probably the closest grey to black there is. So just do down this side here. Because we started this before, but we didn't finish it, so we're going to finish it now. This colour is number 1, which is the darkest grey, and it will blend in with blacks and other greys. Just painting over this area here where I did think it was black, but it was the wrong colour, so I'm just going to fix that. Just cover over where I painted it wrong. So we just work our way through this panel, and hopefully we can get this panel done in this video, and then we can move on to this one, which we have painted a lot of. See, it's butting up against the black now. I tell you what, this brush is not great. See how I'm struggling to get this brush to... I'm going to try the smaller brush. Smaller brush isn't great either. I have to trim it with a pair of scissors. Just going to wipe it off. just need to trim it because one bristle is longer than the rest and it's causing a problem. I think that's it. Let's try this now. Oh, that seems to be kind of better. Okay, so the next number one, I think it's here. Let me just check the reference, because I did start painting some of these, but I didn't finish them, so I just need to check the reference. So this is number one here. That hasn't been finished. So I'm going to finish that one now. Just get them squared away. Just removing all the white canvas in this area. I am going to do a time lapse of this video at the end. Bit of fun. Grab your coffees, guys. I forgot mine. Oh. I might actually step away and step back with a coffee. I've got so much to do. So much to do. Not talking about this, I'm talking about other things. Video, things to prep. I've got website to do. So much to do, but you know, as they say, when putting on trousers, put one leg in and then the other leg in. If you try to put both legs in at the same time, you'll fall over. So it's a case of just getting things done as and when I can. Just tidying this section up here. As you can see, there were just unnecessary white areas. So I'm just going to stand up and just check the reference. So that one's 22. That one's 19, which is black. This one's 1. That's number 1 as well. So I think the next colour we will do is number 23, which is this one, which is it's a light grey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away and step back. So this is number 23. It's one of the mid greys. Start up here. There's quite a bit of this grey in this panel. So yeah, I cancelled my free trial the day before it was going to run out, which I'm glad I did, because I would have ended up having to pay for it for a month and not be able to use it. So I was going to cancel it the other day. I was thinking about it, and then the day I cancelled it, it said I had 1 day left on it. So yeah, so I'll probably resubscribe when I get a new computer, whenever that is. So I'm just kind of making my technology work extra hard, because I know this computer's on its last legs. But you know, it will be sorted in time. Okay, so the next 23 is here. It starts here, it comes all the way down to here. And it butts up against this grey. As you can see, it's just a case of working my way around. Hoping to get this panel finished in this video, but if it spills into another video, that's okay. But I think because there's not that many colours to finish now, I think I'll probably get it done. Got to prep my next intro for the next build that I'm introducing to the channel. So I'll have to sort that out. And my bookshelf came today, so I need to paint that. I'm not going to put it on camera. I'm not going to put you through that. So I'm going to get that painted later. requires 3 coats, so I'll do a coat today, and then I have to do 3 coats on each side, so I'll do one side today, that'll be coat 1, then I'll do coat 2, then 3, then turn it over, then do 1, 2 and 3, and then the sides maybe 1 or 2 coats. So it's going to take a while to get them painted before I can assemble them, because like I said, it's in the design that I like, but it's not in the colour that I want now for the flat. I want most of my furniture in the flat to be white, so I could have bought a white bookcase, but I already have a bookcase in this style. The other thing is that it's gone up in price by about £30. I don't think that's anything to do with the cost of living. I don't think it has. I think there's a little bit of profiteering there by this company, but it's the only shelf that I like, so I just have to wear it. So the next 23 is here. As you can see, we're moving down the panel now. This is quite a big section. Goes all the way down to here. Puts up against another grate. Just follow it round. Just check. No, I painted that wrong. That's wrong. It's okay, I'll fix that. I can fix it. Yeah, follow it around here. Oops. It's fine. See, that's number 3 and that's number 23, and I thought I'd covered up the 2. But that's not the case. Number 3 is a grey as well, so yeah. Confucius. I was thinking about other films that I've watched before in previous years, Halloween films that I've watched. Some are well known, some are quite out there. There's the Trick or Treat one that I told you about. It's not the there is a modern Trick or Treat one called Trick or Treat, but that's not this one. This one's like an 1983 film with David Carradine in it. It's kind of an odd one. And then there's a film called The Stuff, which is another 80s one, and that's a bit out there as well. It's kind of like, it's cheesy, it's just silly, you know. A lot of these silly horror films came out in the 80s. You know, there were some good ones, you know, like Nightmare on Elm Street was probably the biggest one in the 80s, along with Friday the 13th Part 1. So the stuff is quite an unusual one, and it's called The Stuff. You know, it's just like this weird goo thing that attacks people. You know. And another one of those films, I think this is 70s/80s, I don't really know. I'll put it up on the screen if I find out. It's called Frogs. That's kind of an interesting one as well. It's very low budget, very tongue-in-cheek, very, yeah, just that kind of a rare find, you know. Another one was Turkey Shoot, which is another, there's a new version of that, but I'm talking about the 70s one. That's a bit of an unusual film as well, Turkey Shoot. I do dip in and out of that. It's not Halloween sort of thing. I do dip in and out of that one quite a lot. There's a 23 in there, but I don't know if I can get to it. Let's see. Yeah, it's difficult to pin this one. Yeah, Turkey Shoot. That's a cult classic there. If you've never heard of it, give it a go and tell me what you think. It's a little bit. I think it's Australian. This version is anyway. There's a remake with Dominic Purcell in it, which I haven't seen. I mean, like, there's a remake to The Shining, starring Rebecca De Mornay, but I will never watch a remake of the classic Stanley Kubrick film. There's another film. It's a British one. I don't know if it's part of Hammer Horror. I'm not really sure. It's called Horror Hospital. That's a bit quirky and a bit, you know, it's very of its time. It's very unusual one. So let's just move these up. All right. Just get this other side here painted and finished. And this other side here finished. Yeah, Horror Hospital's kind of, see, they don't really make sense, and they didn't have the budget to kind of get them to make sense. So they are what they are. Let me just check the reference again. Yeah, it's kind of, they're so bad they're good, you know. It's that sort of, it's kind of funny. It's not scary. When it's ridiculous like that, well, those films are, they're kind of not scary anymore. I'm not even sure they were scary in there when they were released. I think they're just kind of funny. Okay. I'm gonna check the reference again because, so we painted that bit, which is 23, that's 22. Okay. Right, so I think we're done with that. So the next colour we're going to do is number 3, which is this one here. Another one of the greys. It's more of a blue grey. So it's butting up against two colours. Two different greys with this grey sat in the middle. So yeah, those are some of the quirky ones, quirky horror films that are out there. But I mean, horror, yes. Scary, no, not really, you know. I mean, they named the film The Stuff, you know. Kind of tells you all you need to know about that film. Like the film in the 50s, I think it was The Blob, you know. The Fly, The Thing, you know. It was a thing back then. It's called films like that. Although The Thing is good. I like the 2011 remake as well. I even like the 1950s one as well in black and white. I think it's called The Thing from Outer Space. And the remake was done by, I think it was John Carpenter did it in the 70s with Kurt Russell. And that was just called The Thing. And then the remake in 2011, which I do like, is also called The Thing. It's not confusing. It's like a film called, I think now, Black Christmas. There's 3 different versions of that. There's a 70s version, then there's a 2011 version called Black Xmas, and then I think there's a 2019 version of it called Black Christmas again. So, well, it's not called again, it's called Black Christmas. So there are 3 different versions. The first version has Margot Kidder in it from, you know, Lois Lane from Superman. She's in that. That's quite scary. That is Black Christmas. It's one of the good ones. I'd say another good one is Amityville, the original, and Amityville 2 as well. They're both good because Amityville is kind of after the fact, and a couple moves into a house after something's happened. Amityville 2, it's called 2, the possession. That's focuses on what happened before the previous family that lived there. The DeFeos, I think they're called, and the family that move in the first film, which is after the fact, are the Luxes, and they're based on real people. It's based on a true story, which gets your hackles up a little bit on the back of your neck when you realise that it is based on a true story. I mean, I don't know how much of it... Oh, look what we did. I don't know how much of it is based on... that really happened, you know what I mean? But it's based on a true story. So you've got Margot Kidder is the wife, and then... what do you call that guy? His son's plays Thanos. Not Thanos. Yeah, Thanos. I think it is. His son plays Thanos in the Marvel movies. I'll put it on screen. I can't remember his name. He's kind of got a big beard and bushy hair. He's a very famous actor. But his son was quite young. He was the older brother in Goonies that rode the girl's bike, which was quite funny. I'm just going to see if I can paint over the top of this, because it is slightly darker. But let's stand up because I need to see where it started and where it ended. Let me just check the reference again. 3. checking the reference upside down, which isn't. So that's 3 there. Goes up here. And it goes to a point here. There. That. And then I can just paint in the rest then. Of what I should have done. Yeah, I can't remember his name. But he's a very famous actor. Also, Margot Kidder's in there, and she's very famous as well as Lois Lane in the Superman movies. I think she was in Superman 1, 2, and 4. I don't think she was in 3. I think that was Lana Lang. Annette O'Toole, daughter of Peter O'Toole. And Peter O'Toole was in Supergirl, the movie. He was Kara's father. So you got some links there. Hopefully that's covering that over because I did make a mess. Hoping I can cover it. So I could just let it dry and cover over it again. I think I can get away with that. Yeah. Grab your coffees, guys. There's number 3 there. And there. And there. That looks like 23 that I might have missed. Anyway, we'll grab it. So there's this one here, and it goes around and butts up against 3 colours. It butts up against 3 different colours. Let's see. There. There. In there. And it goes around this colour. Gotta be careful with the old brush. Sometimes it's just a case of dabbing the brush in the area because it's too small to actually physically get the brush in there. Let's work our way around that. I don't know what colour that is. It doesn't have a number. There. That's that one. And the next number 3 is here. Got to be very careful with it. I'll stand up for this bit. Follow this round. another 3 there. See how tiny that is. I'm just going to spin it. Joining it all together. See, that doesn't go all the way down there, which I think it should do, but it doesn't. Okay. So there's 23 there, 14 there. Yeah, we'll do the 14. I want to stop using. I actually thought it was brown, but it's not brown. It is. It almost looks white. I think it's that pale lilac colour that we did over here. Just one random piece. There's a 23 up there. Goes right around here. Slotting right into all these other colours. This brush is not great at all for doing edges. It kind of hits and misses. Hits on the areas I don't want it to hit, and misses the areas I want it to. That's not good. Almost using it like a pencil now to colour in. Yeah. Let's get around that. Okay. Got a random 8 up there. I say random. It's this colour. This one here goes around that is 17, which is white. Let me just get, let's see which number black is. 19. This. Let's finish that, and then I need to work out what's happening here and here. So that's 19, so that's black as well. don't really want to use this black anymore because it's on its last legs. I'm struggling with it. It's very hit and miss as well. Just need to know what this is here. So that's 8. That's 23. That's 22. Another one of those many greys. There. Need to do this bit here. Let's check the reference again. So this is 22. This is 19. This is number 1. It's number 1. Yeah. It's number 1. And that will be this panel finished. And we can move on to the next. Yep, that's this panel finished. We can start this panel now. So the first colour I'm going to be doing is 15, which is a new colour here. It's pink. Wow, that's bright. That is a bright colour. It kind of makes sense if you know what this part I am painting is. Wow, that colour is popping out of the canvas. There's quite a few of these 15s in here. There's one here. Very bright pink. Wow. I thought the fuchsia up here was bright. Okay. Right. I'm going to finish this video here, and we'll come back to this pink in the next video, where I'm hoping to finish this panel, then we can move on to this one and then this one, and then finish off down at the bottom, and then this will be done. I've got shelves to go and paint, so I'll see you in the next video.